Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you the quickest way to find octaves on the guitar. Let's get started. My name is Chris, and I'm a full-time teacher, composer, and musician. Check out my website if you want to know more about me. Thanks for watching. Okay, so the first step is going to be put your index finger, 3rd fret, low E string. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to build a power chord. Now, if you've never done this before, let's just go through that briefly. So your index finger, 3rd fret, low E string, ring finger, 5th fret on the A string, and your pinky on the 5th fret of the D string. So that looks like this. Okay, now your index finger and your pinky are actually playing an octave. Those notes are both G. Now, if you're not used to that interval before, or the distance between two notes, that's something you'll definitely get used to. You can hear that it's the same pitch. One is just an octave higher, meaning if we were to go through a G scale, it completes the cycle over again, and we're at another G. Okay, so that's the easiest way to find the octave on the E string, and also the A string. You can build a power chord from the A string as well. It'd be the same thing. 3rd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the D string, and 5th fret on the G string. That would give you another power chord where your index and your pinky is. So what I used to do at first was I thought, okay, so it's like down 2 strings and then 2 strings to the right. Down 2, 2 to the right. So that covers our E string and our A string. So what that means is that if you were to learn the notes of what the dots on the strings, basically, you know, your G, A, B, C sharp, E, then that means that you know those notes on the D string as well, right? You can actually start playing scales just in octaves. You could play a G scale just like that. Right? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the octaves starting on the D string. Now this is where it changes a little bit. So if you've ever played the power chords before, you would know this, but if not, again, we'll go through that. So if we play a power chord, let's say, we'll start on the octave of G, the original octave of G. So that would be on the 5th fret. You put your index finger on the 5th fret of the D string. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build that same power chord shape we built, and you'll see that there's something wrong with it. Okay. So that's a lovely chord, but that's not an octave, right? We're not building a power chord. So what we have to do is, where your pinky is, we're going to slide it up 1 fret. And that's just due to the tuning of the guitar with the B string, that most of the things that you would play up here have to move up 1 fret. So, if you slide your pinky up to the 8th fret, now what's happening is your index and your pinky are playing the octave again. Now I'm pulling these 2 fingers out of the way. You shouldn't do that, but I just want to allow you to see a little bit better. So we have index on the 5th fret of the D string and pinky on the 8th fret of the B string. That gives us another octave, and that actually is just another G, right? Because if we were to go from here up to, we start at that G again, and now it's down 2 strings and 3 to the right because of the tuning of the guitar. So now that means you can pretty much find the notes on the entire guitar neck. If we do it one more time starting from the G string, again, you'll find the same problem. It actually, to make a power chord's even harder, because now we have to move it up again. But if we're just looking for the octave, it's going to be 5th fret on the G string and 8th fret on the high E. So you can see this, down 2 strings, 3 frets to the right. So that's our first octave shape on the guitar. There are others, but those are the easiest to learn and the easiest to start using in your playing immediately. This is something that really helps evolve your knowledge of the guitar neck. A lot of people are really kind of intimidated by the neck as far as like the notes on the fretboard, but this is a really easy way to start putting that in and actually making sense of this grid system. Okay, so the easiest way to get this octave shape is just to think about an open C major chord. Now that shape, you're actually playing two C's here. Your ring finger is on a C, 3rd fret of the A string, and your first finger is also on a C, which would be the 1st fret of the B string, right? So if you took that same position, which would basically be, you can look at it two different ways, but I would say maybe like down 3 strings, 2 to the left. But like I said, the easiest way is just think about a C chord. If you were to move that and pull out the other ones and only leave your ring and your index. So I basically played through a C scale just using that octave shape. Now that octave shape is the same if you move it down 1 string as well. So this would put you at the 3rd fret of the D string with your ring finger and the 1st fret of the 1st string, the high E string. Same thing, you can think about a C chord. Obviously you're pulling out the other ones, so we're not using that. Again, I'll pull my fingers out of the way, but that's what it looks like. Now the only rule here is it's going to change like the other ones. That always happens when we go from the lower strings to the higher strings with the tuning. Is let's say we started up here. We started on the C at the 8th fret of the low E string here. Now if we do that same shape like a C chord, it's very dissonant. We're almost at an octave. So what we need here, and you can, if you can stretch your hand, you can do it like this, but let's use our pinky maybe for this example. So we're going to put pinky or ring on the 8th fret of the low E, that's our C, and our first finger is going to go on the 5th fret of the G string. You can build a lot of cool chords like this, of course, if you kind of know your chord spellings a little bit. Right? Okay, so one thing I skipped was the easiest one, of course, right? Which is the 2 E strings. So you have 3rd fret G, low E string, 3rd fret on the high E string, that's another G. Okay. Last thing to figure out is, you may not know this, it's a simple idea, but you may not know this. So let's say we have the 3rd fret on the A string. That would be the same note as the 8th fret on the string above your low E. Same thing would go for the string below. Same thing for the string below. Okay, changes. Once you get to that B string, B and G, remember, 3rd fret on the B string becomes the 7th on the G instead of the 8th. Right? And the same thing would happen on the high E and the B string. 3rd fret high E. Little different, right? Okay, just to throw you off. Okay, so we have 3rd fret and the 8th fret again. So the only time you have that is just on the G and B. Just making sure you're paying attention. Now, all right, so that's really it, right? Those are all your octaves. So the best thing you could do is start to put that together. Say, okay, I'm going to find the G's on all the strings. Well, all right, if we start here, we would go down 2, 2 to the right, right? Build the power chord. Okay. Well, now we want to find it on the A string, so how are we going to do that? We could either go one more, get to that 8th fret on the B string and make that kind of like C chord shape, finding out that our 10th fret is the C here. I'm sorry, G, right? Or you could have known, okay, so if you knew that your 5th fret here, bear with me, is a G from this one, then you can go, oh right, it's that same idea going back those few frets. So that's kind of a convoluted way to find it, and it seems like a lot at first, but once you get the hang of that, I'm telling you, it becomes so easy. You'll also find there's a zigzag pattern. Right? And you'll mess up sometimes. You'll hit the wrong note. But the point is that you start to get through that kind of easily, and you'll see how that kind of develops in your playing and helps a lot. So, give this a try. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you can. Hit the subscribe button. Yeah. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.